Hey yo, what is up internet? Welcome back to the channel for another video. Y'all already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse, FC, aka Fried Chicken. What is up? What is up y'all, and what is up? Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to farm the Pyrotechnic armor and also the Carnifex armor in Star Citizen 4.1.1. This video has been on the back burner for a while now, but Big Bird's been busy, but here we are, finally at it. So a lot of you guys have been asking for this video. A lot of you guys want to know how you can farm it and where you can locate it. So today I'm going to be showing you guys just that. Now for the veterans out there who just want a clear answer, all you gotta do is go to Checkmate Station's contestant zones and throw down your gauntlet, because this challenge is gonna be fierce, because this will test your skill in PvP/PvE combat. You're gonna be in the zone and you need to keep your head on a swivel because these NPCs and players hide everywhere. I already hear some of you guys down in the comments. Fried Chicken, why are you making this video now? Well, the reason why I'm making this video now is because farming these two sets of armor has become significantly easier, especially with the recent update of 4.1.1, which changed the spawn rates of all the NPCs in the zone. Every NPC now spawns a hell of a lot faster, so you're able to farm these armors way faster than usual. So before, back in the previous patch, the bosses would spawn on a 30-minute timer, which was very long, but that has now been cut in half to 15 minutes, so you're able to just camp there and kill the NPCs as fast as possible. But that also means that the regular NPCs spawn back faster too, and they spawn back on about a 3-minute timer as well. So you're going to be doing a lot of fighting against a lot of heavy armored NPCs in the zones, so you really got to keep your head on a swivel because they can spawn directly behind you and light you up. When entering the contestant zones in Star Citizen 4.1.1, one thing you need to keep in consideration when entering the zone is your loadout. You're going to want to walk in packing heavy armor and weapons that can deal heavy damage. I suggest a P8AR with a tweaker compensator attached to it so you don't got to deal with that recoil. Also, you should bring a weapon that goes boom in the form of grenades or a grenade launcher. For some reason in 1.1, there is a huge influx of invincible NPCs. It doesn't matter, you can shoot them, you can try to knife them. It seems to not work at all. But if you throw a grenade at their feet and send them flying, it's like they are now magically able to die. So keep that in mind, bring grenades and grenade launchers just to send them flying. I do believe it's more or less of a clipping issue with the game. Maybe they're not fully, clipped through the floor or whatnot. So when you try attacking them, it does 0 damage. Doesn't matter if you're using a gun or a knife. Like I said earlier, bring some grenades or a grenade launcher to send them flying because for some reason, it makes them vulnerable. Now, when you're entering the main loot room of the Checkmate Station's contestant zones, you are most likely going to run into either the Carnifex NPC or the Pyrotechnic NPC right off the bat. Again, keep your head on a swivel. There is going to be a huge amount of NPCs spawning in, and they spawn in way faster than usual. Again, I said earlier in the video, they used to spawn in on a 10-minute timer, but now it has been shortened to a 3-minute timer for the basic enemies. Let me tell you what, it really does suck when you're trying to drag this body over to the elevator to deposit the items into the elevator, but NPCs are spawning in faster than you are able to move. Alright, I need everyone in this video to pay very close attention, and I mean very close attention to what I'm about to say. There are going to be moments in time when you make it to this loot room and the bosses don't spawn. There is one way to easily check if the bosses are going to spawn or not spawn. This is what I discovered. Pretty much when you run into the main loot room of the Checkmate Station's contestant zone, the first thing you want to do if you don't automatically see the boss is run to the cargo elevator and test to see if it's functional. I discovered this after running the zone for about 5 hours straight. I was really wanting to make sure I got it dialed in to know how to tell if the boss is going to spawn or not, and that is what I discovered. Also, if you happen to run into the zone as well, there is also a high probability that there may be no NPCs at all. And when you come across these issues, the only thing you can do is server hop to a different server to try finding one that does work. This is the biggest caveat on trying to farm the boss's armor. Now, as you can see here on this clip, the elevator is not working. Yes, there was a boss here that I killed, but after I killed this enemy, I did not receive any more spawns after this one particular boss kill. And usually they're supposed to spawn on a 15-minute timer, so I waited here for about an hour to see if he will spawn, but due to the elevator not working, he did not spawn. And this happened on several occasions when I was trying to figure out what and what doesn't work. So if you come across this issue, the only thing you can realistically do is try to stuff the armor inside of your backpack. If you have enough space in your bag, then you should be able to put 3 of the 4 items in your backpack and take the 4th one down the cargo elevator to store it properly inside of your inventory kiosk. I also found out that medium populated worlds works the best, worlds that has between 100 and 250 players in it. So keep that in mind when you're searching for a proper world, because this does take some trial and error in order to find a server that's actually working with the bosses properly spawning. Like I said, it took me quite a while just to find the right one and to figure out what I got to do. But now that I know the trick to it, it's almost every single time now. It's almost never a miss for me to find the bosses in the zone when I reach the main loot room at the checkmate station's contested zones. You must, again, always keep your head on a swivel, because this is the contestant zone and you never know when a player may run up on you and start doing the exact same thing that you're doing. I'm probably sure after this video goes live, there's going to be a huge influx of players out there trying to get this armor. So again, keep your head on a swivel. Even more so because the NPCs spawn back way faster and they're packing them deadly heavy weapons. You never really know what is going to potentially happen to you out there in these zones, mainly because anything can happen. Anything from invincible NPCs, the players hiding in corners, or to NPCs that are packing heavy weapons and grenades that will sneak up on you or spawn directly behind you, taking you out. Also, a little side note that I completely forgot to mention, both the Carnifex and the Pyrotechnic bosses, they spawn on a rotation. So every 15 minutes, you're gonna get one that's different. So just keep that in mind when you're out here trying to farm this armor. If you get the Carnifex boss and you take him down, after you shoot him, within about 15 minutes, the Pyrotechnic boss will spawn in, vice versa. So keep that in mind when you're in the zone trying to get this armor. And boom, that is pretty much it. Let's recap a little bit to talk about what was said in this video. So pretty much to start this off, you need to head towards checkmate station's contested zones, then make your way to the main loot room, and then you're gonna have to test out the loot room to see if the boss will even spawn if he hasn't spawned already, just in case you have to server hop. And then also make sure you bring some explosives to take down those invincible NPCs that will not go down from gunshots or knife wounds. And if you're someone like me who usually runs the zone solo, make sure you bring plenty of meds and things to make sure that you don't go down, because these NPCs spawn on a 3-minute timer and it can be really detrimental if you're trying to stick it out and hold the zone down as long as possible. Now it is time for you to hold out and fight for your life and wait for the boss to spawn every 15 minutes. And again, like I said earlier, he's on a rotational period where you're going to either get the Pyrotechnic or the Carnifex dude. So just keep that in mind as you're waiting for them to respawn into the area. You can either fight for your life or you can try your best to hide from the NPCs. But as we all know, the Star Citizen NPCs are like homing trackers. They know exactly where you're hiding at and they find you very easily. So keep that in mind as you're trying to fight your way in order to stay alive, in order to find these bosses. Usually what I do is I like to fight it out just because I have a lot more fun versus standing behind a corner just watching the NPCs walk around looking for me. So that's just what I like to do, but everyone plays the game a little different. So you do you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really not hard to farm this armor. Realistically, it takes a lot of patience. Again, 15 minutes for the boss to spawn. And then, you have to find a good server where the elevators are working properly. But after you do all of that, you're in the money. And people do buy these armors because they're worth something. I sold a couple sets for 5 million each. And that's the only reason why I would even farm these armors is for sale. Because people want them. People want something that they can't get. There is a lot of players in the game who does not partake in the whole entire pyro system. They haven't come to pyro yet, It surprises me how many times I will hop into the game and I look at global and there's people saying that they haven't been to Pyro yet and they've been playing the game for years. And so, you take this armor back over to Stanton and these people will buy it. So just keep that in mind when you're hunting this armor, because, profit's profit and it's real easy profit. Again, every 15 minutes you get one or the other. It's nothing. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to know another video about how to farm Scorched armor, I will have it linked down below in the description. But I do appreciate all of y'all. But don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Slap that like button because it really does help push me up in the algorithm so more eyes are able to see me. But y'all already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse, FC, aka Fried Chicken, Big Bird out.